जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी 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 जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्रोत्र सत हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्रोत्र सत हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री रामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा द्वारका धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। गंगे माय जमुने माय की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, entitled Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy, verse number 26. Maitreya Uvacha स्वसंभवं निशाम्येवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः यावन्मनोवच स्तुत्वा विरराम सखिन्नवत्। मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसंभवं निशाम्येवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः यावन्मनोवच स्तुत्वा विरराम सखिन्नवत्। मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसंभवं निशाम्येवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः यावन्मनोवच स्तुत्वा विरराम सखिन्नवत्। मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसंभवं निशाम्येवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः यावन्मनोवच स्तुत्वा विरराम सखिन्नवत्। मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसंभवं विनम्येवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः विरराम सखिन्नवत्। माताजीस। मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसंभवं निशाम्येवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः यावन्मनोवच स्तुत्वा विरराम सखिन्नवत्। मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसंभवं संयेवं तपो विद्या समाधिभिः यावन्मनोवच स्तुत्वा विरराम सखिन्नवत्। Word to word translation. Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Swasambhavam, the source of his appearance, Nishamya, by seeing, Evam, thus, Tapa, penance, Vidya, knowledge, Samadhibihi, as also by concentration of the mind, Yavat, as far as possible, Mana, mind, Vacha, words, Stutva, having prayed, Virarama, become silent, Sa, he, Brahma, Khinnavat, as if tired. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of Godhead, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his mind and words would permit him. Thus, having prayed, he became silent, as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge, and mental concentration. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Brahma's enlightenment in knowledge was due to the Lord sitting within his heart. After being created, Brahma could not ascertain the source of his appearance, but after penance and mental concentration, he could see the source of his birth, and thus he became enlightened. Thus he became enlightened through his heart. The spiritual master outside and the spiritual master within are both representative of the Lord. Unless one has contact with such bona fide representation, one cannot claim to be a spiritual master. Lord Brahma had no opportunity to take the help of a spiritual master from outside because at that time Brahma himself was the only creature in the universe. Therefore, on becoming satisfied by the prayers of Brahma, the Lord enlightened him about everything from within. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading translation one more time. The sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of Godhead, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his mind and words would permit him. Thus having prayed, he became silent, as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge and mental concentrations. So before I start, I sincerely would like to thank the temple management for time and again showering their mercy on me, which is I'm absolutely unqualified and not at, I don't know what is other than qualification. Probably I don't deserve rather. Yeah, that's another word probably I can use. But still, temple management has been very, very kind to me. So I'm very, very grateful for providing me this opportunity. Before I start, I sincerely want to take blessings of my senior God brothers and God sisters present here or watching online. Please pray for me so that whatever I can speak can make sense to all of you, and at least it can make sense to my own life. So sincerely take blessings of all the Vaishnavas assembled here as well, so that we can discuss something which can benefit at least me, and if benefits you, that will be the byproduct. So as we see here, that Brahmaji, this title itself of this chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam is Brahma's prayers for creative energy. So all of you sitting here at least heard the name Brahma, right? But I'm sure there are so many living entities, specifically in the human species of life, may have got an opportunity to know about Brahma or hear the name Brahma for the first time when probably they have seen the movie Mahavatar Narsimha, where they figured out that somebody, Hiranyakashipu prayed, there is another person called Brahma. So we are very, very fortunate. Is we are not just like hearing the name of Brahmaji, but we are actually understanding the personality of Brahmaji, who is the creator. And by the mercy of Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand that Brahmaji is a secondary creator. Right? Now, I would like to focus very much on one thing, is about the prayers, because the chapter entitles also prayers. And the second thing I want to concentrate on this particular word because I am really bad at it. Many times some devotees ask me that, Prabhuji, please pray for me when you go for a DT dressing and things like that, and I completely forget. And then after some time I realize, then I pray that my Lord, please, I was supposed to pray inside the altar, but somehow I forgot, so please accept that devotee's prayer. So I don't know what it is with me, but that is something that I really have to work on, is the prayers. And as in this particular verse, I was just going through an amazing aspect is being called out by Srila Prabhupada, is the spiritual master aspect also. So many times in spiritual life, when we come, we are very enthusiastic. We take things very seriously. We take things very sincerely. And for us, the spiritual master is as good as God, as Prabhupada said many times. He is not God, but we should treat him as good as God. And I believe yesterday only Gaur Vilas Prabhu was saying that very nicely. I was wondering, like, amazing, like, what a fortune we have in Shri Radha Gopinath temple, that the devotees are so amazing. First, I was confused whether the class in Sanskrit or in Bengali or in Hindi, in English. There are so many shlokas after shlokas and so many quotations from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very quoted, one very nice thing. I don't remember exactly, but the essence is, one of the Prabhupada disciple wrote the offering to Prabhupada and saying, this man or something, this man has saved my life or something like that. And Prabhupada said, everyone was thinking that it was a great offering. And Prabhupada was unhappy. And this person, this disciple goes to Prabhupada and asks him, what is it? He said, you compared your spiritual master with a man. He is beyond this. You cannot compare your spiritual master with an ordinary person. So, this Srila Prabhupada, So, we see here that the spiritual, and the most amazing aspect of Srila Prabhupada, his dedication to his spiritual master comes times and again. So, what a surprising thing that Srila Prabhupada writes here, that Brahmaji did not have an opportunity because he was the only living entity present then. So what is the scope for him to accept the spiritual master? There is no scope. But still Srila Prabhupada says that spiritual master has two representations. One is external and one is within the heart. So if you see, in one sense, Srila Prabhupada is saying Brahma got the enlightenment through spiritual master sitting in his heart. So we can understand the importance of spiritual master. I sincerely pray and seek your blessings as well that one day I will be able to understand the position of my spiritual master and I'll be able to serve him in the way as a disciple is supposed to be. So now coming to the point of prayers. So I looked up the definition of prayer and it says a general act of communicating with the divine being. What an amazing translation, right, of the prayer. A general act of communicating with the divine being. And I was thinking about that one particular word called communicating, a communication. If you see, the biggest problem in this world is communication. Your relationship makes or breaks because of communication. The way you express yourself on your spouse's birthday or marriage anniversary or something like that, the way you communicate, everything turns out either happy or sad. Even your friendship, your relationship with your children. Have you heard this term called, आपने कभी मुझे समझा ही नहीं है. You have never understood me. Right? Why is that? Because of the communication. That person feels that I tried my best. इससे ज़्यादा मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? And the other person feels कि आपने कुछ किया ही नहीं है. Are you able to see that communication gap? So no matter how much you try, because the problem with the human beings is they see the external, how you communicate. They don't see the intent. And that is why it is said that the person who can communicate his intent is the best communicator. But no matter how much you try, that's why it is said that you can make some people happy sometimes, but you cannot make all people happy all the times. Why? Because of this communication. You try to please somebody and the other person is thinking that, why are you giving all the attention to him and you completely neglected me? But there is one person who will see only intention. Even if you are silent and if you don't communicate anything, even if you have no expression, sometimes some people have good bodily expressions, but some people don't. You can't figure out कि इसके मन में क्या चल रहा है भाई? What is going on in his mind? But only one person can understand your intentions, and that is Lord Shri Krishna. That is why it is hope-giving for us that one person in this world who will not misunderstand me. Everyone else can misunderstand you, but be assured that one person who will not misunderstand you, and that is Krishna. You may misunderstand Krishna, but Krishna will not misunderstand you. So that is the power of prayer. And as it is said here, you have to, pray to spiritual master. So I was really confused that purport is also very small, what I can speak. And I was really, really wondering, and I came across the wonderful class by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj on power of prayers that he gave in Prerna, and what an amazing class. So it's a class of 1 hour, 40 minutes, including question answer. So I strongly recommend it. Please go and hear that class. Sometimes we feel that, Prerna is for the new people. But I always find so much shelter in those class of beginner because I'm still at the beginning level. So that is still appealing to me so much, that so much to do when in terms of the prayers. So when I was going through this particular chapter, I also make one more recommendation. There are only 26 verses before, or the 25 verses before this verse in this particular chapter about Brahmaji's prayers. So please read just the translation so that you will get a gist of it, that what Brahmaji is praying. So if I may take you to just the first verse, or the first thing that Brahmaji is telling to the Lord is quite amazing. If I may take it, is what Brahmaji is saying. Lord Brahma said, "O my Lord, today after many, many years of penance, I have come to know about you. How unfortunate the embodied living entities are that they are unable to know your personality." Can you imagine? After penance of thousands of years, Brahmaji is saying that how unfortunate this living entity is. We all take words coming out from the great people very seriously, isn't it? We go on repeating so many quotes from Mahatma Gandhi, so many quotes from John F. Kennedy. Ask country what you can do, and things like that, whatever you can think of. Steve Jobs said this. But here, who is saying this? Who is saying this? Steve Jobs को जिसने बनाया, महात्मा गांधी को जिसने बनाया, all the great people were made by this personality, Brahma ji. So how seriously we should take his words? What is he saying? That how unfortunate the living entities. Why they are unfortunate? Because they do not know Krishna. That is why we are unfortunate. And that is why the prayers is so very important. And if you see, there are verses after verses after verses, Brahmaji is just describing the unfortunate situation that how living entities completely absorbed into the sense gratification and forgetting the real purpose of life for which they have got the most important human form of life. They are completely forgetting. As we have discussed in the past about the example, a person going to the university for studying, he does everything else except studying. What do you call that person? After working so hard for JEE and all kinds of entrance exams, studying so hard and finally getting an admission into the most prestigious college, rather than studying, he just goes around all the things, going around the girls, going around all the parks and going around canteen. What do you call that person? Bhai, you have come here to study. Rest of the things are byproduct, you can enjoy. But you cannot neglect the main purpose that you come here. So similarly, in this human university, we have got an admission. What is the main purpose of the life? It's easy for me to speak, but I myself is a victim of this. I'm doing everything else than the main purpose of the human form of life, which is to not just remember Krishna, but to serve Krishna. And that's why Srila Prabhupada translated bhakti as devotional service, not just as devotion. He translated bhakti as devotional service. And right now, you all are doing devotional service just by patiently hearing. Even such an unqualified or undeserving person speaking, you are still sitting and hearing is a service. So that is what is Brahmaji is saying, and we are completely neglecting that. Right? And after that, Brahmaji is praying that how... In fact, if it is not in this chapter, there are other chapters where Brahmaji is saying that I really don't like to do this task of creation because I'm putting all these people under illusion and they're suffering like anything. So similarly, all the great souls who had come to this world always prayed for others. And they're praying for all of us. Generally, I thought I will take it towards the end about Srila Prabhupada, but I thought let me take it in the beginning because we can do a most justice to that. As we're talking about the prayers, I think the most amazing prayer that I have ever come across for myself, I'm just talking about myself. The most amazing prayer that I have ever come across is the prayers that Srila Prabhupada wrote on Jalduta while going to America. What an amazing prayer. And Maharaj explained that Prabhupada did not know while he was writing this prayer that one day this prayer will be published and will be recognized all over the world. That is not at all the intention of Srila Prabhupada. He is just pouring out his heart to Krishna. That is what this prayer is all about. So I thought it is worth pondering upon so that we will also come to know how to pray and what to pray. So Srila Prabhupada on the Jaladuta, and please remember, if I'm not mistaken, he writes this poem after he got a heart attack. Now what is he writing? He's writing, my dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. Can you imagine the relationship that Srila Prabhupada must be sharing with Krishna? What an amazing relationship where he is pouring his heart out and saying, my dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul. That is one of the aspects of the prayers. You will see always in the prayers there are actually 4 aspects. The first aspect is, a devotee will glorify the Lord. Second thing, a devotee will describe his pathetic situation or a genuine humility and a genuine gratitude. And the third thing a devotee will do is ask for benediction. And the fourth thing a devotee will do is ask for forgiveness. These are the four major components of prayers. And here we see Srila Prabhupada, first of all, glorifying the Lord and at the same time, calling out his insignificant position. And then Srila Prabhupada says, when you go through this, now you will feel that he is conversing with Krishna. He's literally conversing with Krishna. And then further Srila Prabhupada writes, but I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? He's conversing further, right? Saying, my Lord, you have some business, isn't it? That's why you're bringing me here. You're representative, you're salesman. I'm your salesman. And what is Krishna's business? Krishna's business is very simple. Krishna is longing for all of us to go back home, back to Godhead, and have a wonderful relationship with Him, a loving relationship with Him. That is Krishna's business. Can you imagine what an amazing business Krishna has? Where all of us are very much interested in it. But unfortunately, we are completely neglecting that. Srila Prabhupada further talks to Krishna. Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it. Now Srila Prabhupada, he's already in the ship, already on the way to America, and he's talking to Krishna like this. I have no idea why you're bringing me here. I have no idea how they will be able to understand your message, my Lord. And then he says, but I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mallows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. So here he started asking about benedictions. And see what kind of benediction Srila Prabhupada is asking. After heart attack, he is not saying to Krishna, Krishna, please make the ship was going very topsy-turvy in the stormy ocean. He's not saying that, make my ride smooth. He's not saying make sure, my Lord, that I get some medicine on the ship, some doctor on the ship. He's not praying like that. What is he praying? All living entities have become under the control of the illusory energy by your will. And therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. Can you imagine who could be a best or a better well-wisher than Srila Prabhupada for all of us? Who is praying for us, saying that all these living entities are under illusion, but if you so desire, my Lord, then please remove their illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire that deliverance, then only you will be able to understand, only then they will be able to understand your message. And we all know that what is Srila Prabhupada's heavy Bengali accent. Even some of us Indians have a tough time understanding what Prabhupada is saying. So what to speak of the Westerners who had no idea who Krishna is, never heard of Krishna. That is why Prabhupada is praying, that how will they be able to understand your message? But if you so desire, my Lord, then they will be able to understand your message. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam is also another very amazing that this shows that the conviction that Srila Prabhupada had in Srimad Bhagavatam. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation. And if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. So Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but the incarnation of the Lord. And by repeatedly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we will be able to know Lord Shri Krishna. Then Srila Prabhupada says, How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. See what a benediction Srila Prabhupada is asking. What an amazing benediction for us. Somehow or other, Lord Krishna, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, is it up to you to make me a success or failure as you like? Now, at this stage also, he has a guts, Srila Prabhupada has a guts to say that even if you want, you can fail me. Can you imagine? I was coming for darshan on the Sharad Purnima, I was really absorbed in my material life. And finally, I realized that darshan is going to close at 9:30. I better go. And I'm praying to Krishna that, Krishna, please make sure I get a train. I get a taxi. All kinds of things I'm praying, And I'm not saying that, Krishna, if you like, it's okay if you don't give me your darshan. Means that is a relationship. That is a faith one has to have. That means whatever you want, my Lord, you can do with me. But I will be yours at any cost. I will be yours at any cost. That is Srila Prabhupada. And then Srila Prabhupada says, O spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel and gladden and thus become liberated from all unhappy condition of life. Aren't we all looking for happiness and want to be free from unhappiness? Srila Prabhupada is saying, the only way we can become happy is by surrendering to Krishna. Only we become happy by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, talking about Krishna. And then Srila Prabhupada says, Oh my Lord, this is one of the amazing stanza in that prayer. Oh my Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance, O Lord. Make me dance as you like. Who can pray like this? Yeah? Who can pray like this? I have no devotion. This is as I say, cherry on the cake. Icing ho gaya sab. This is like a cherry on the cake. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhaktivedanta. And now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhaktivedanta. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, I have a faith in the holy name. And if you want, and if you like, then make that name Bhaktivedanta to fulfill its purport. I don't know, have you ever been to America? And specifically I'm talking, everyone wants to go to America. But nowadays, not many people want to go to America. Because there are so many cases that they are hearing, and yesterday I was literally shocked. One person walking down the street, having a gun in his hand, and shooting right in the head of an Indian person. And you may wonder that this is happening now. Sorry, it's not happening now. It's been happening since beginning. And specifically in the downtown ghettos, where Srila Prabhupada started his movement. Even today, what to speak of then, even today, it will be so scary to go to the ghettos. It is so scary. And Prabhupada lived there. For what? Because he just wanted all of us, everyone in this world, to be enlightened. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, everyone will get the mercy, whether they want it or not. That is why an enthusiastic book distributor goes out and put the book on the face whoever don't want it also. That is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. That is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And that is the power of prayer. You see, because of the one-man prayer, we are all sitting here. Because when Prabhupada was in Mumbai, and he was near Bharati Vidya Bhavan with his cane, he said, let there be a temple one day here. Because of his prayers, we are all sitting here. And because of another man's prayer, we continue to sit here. And that is His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Because he is praying for all of us, we are able to sustain in our spiritual life. I may have the audacity to think that I am able to pick up my beads and chant. No. It is by the mercy of my spiritual master I am able to do it. And when we chant in that particular mood, I am saying it now, it's not that I'm doing like that, but I'm praying it right now in front of all of you. I'm confessing that I'm not doing it, but if I can chant in that particular mood that, oh my spiritual master, because of your mercy, I am able to pick up the beads and I'm able to chant Hare Krishna. I'm so grateful to you, oh my spiritual master. When we chant in that consciousness, believe me, our japa will be so enlightening. Here we see in the translation, Srila Prabhupada writes that Brahmaji, after praying, or another word that Srila Prabhupada writes is, he actually meditated or did tapa to the best of his capacity. As far as he could go. Right? So similarly, for us also, are we doing our spiritual practice as far as we can go? Many times I am just engaged japa. While doing japa also my meditation is how I will be able to accomplish this particular material activity. What a pathetic situation that one is in. But if we follow in the footsteps of Brahmaji and do our best while doing our sadhana, I think we will definitely get the mercy of the Lord which Brahmaji is getting. And another word that comes in the translation is Brahmaji as if tired after doing penances. So that is the beauty of a senior God brother. So Yugavata Prabhu asked me, looks like from your index of your face I can make out that today is your class because you're so scared. So he said, which verse it is? I said 3.9.26. So he said, I don't remember you tell me the translation. So I read out the translation to him. And he said, wow, this is amazing. You can speak a lot. I said, I was scratching my head what to speak. And you are saying I can speak a lot. He said, yes. We are all tired after 25 years, 30 years of devotional service, isn't it? We are all tired. But be assured that Krishna is noticing. And at the right time, go on doing our sadhana. And at the right time, Krishna will reveal himself. It's not that Krishna is going to reveal only at the end. Krishna has been revealing throughout. You will see Krishna's hand every day. You will see Krishna's hand every moment. The matter of fact that I am able to speak, the matter of fact that you are able to listen is Krishna's hand. There are so many people as we speak are getting heart attack. The matter of fact that you and I have not got the heart attack and we are still alive and able to hear and speak is the hand of God. It is up to us how we see the hand of God. And by doing that, one day we will see Krishna face to face. Have that faith. Brahmaji also got tired. Kidhar dikh nahi rahe Bhagwan, I am the only one. But Krishna assured him, and the beautiful verses are yet to come. Beautiful verses are yet to come. Right? So now, another aspect that I was thinking of the prayers as we learned so much from Srila Prabhupada prayers. And there is another most amazing, fascinating prayers are done by amazing devotee who pretended to be a devotee was actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who came disguised in a form of a devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We cannot imagine. He wrote only 8 verses. Can you imagine? He wrote only one prayer which contains 8 verses. And to understand, it may take 8 million lifetimes. And to practice, it may take unlimited lifetimes. 8 billion or 8 trillion lifetimes. If you really, really want to practice what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying in those 8 verses. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exactly follow these 4 things of the prayers. Glorifying the Lord, expressing the genuine humility, gratitude, ask for benedictions, and ask for forgiveness. The number 1 verse, the first verse, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, Shreha Kairva Chandrika Vitaranam, Vidya Vadu Jivanam, Ananda Ambudivardhanam, Pratipadam Purna Amrita Swadanam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying the holy name who is non-different than the Lord. What is the power of the holy name? What is the power of the Lord? It can completely extinguish the forest fire of anxiety that we are going through. And it can give the eternal, not just the happiness. It says the n number of exponential of happiness is bliss. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, that the holy name in the form of the Lord in the form of the holy name can give you that. And then again glorifying the holy name or the Lord in the form of the holy name that's why the Lord appeared in so many names. And there are no hard and fast rules. Such a magnanimous incarnation of the Lord as a holy name. You can take it anywhere you like. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts describing the Dainyata. Says, you are so merciful. There are so many names. There are no hard and fast rules. But I have no attraction for them. Oh my Lord, I have no attraction for them. What a disease condition I am in. I have no attraction for them. And then the real humility or the definition of humility is being described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi saishnuna amanina manadena kirtanya sada hari. Like, this verse itself will blow you away. Like, who in this world can become a humble than a blade of grass? We can only look at the tree and say that tree only you can tolerate. I cannot tolerate like you. It's really unbelievable. That is the sign of a great person who takes all the heat and gives the chaya, gives the shade, cooling shade to others. That is what exactly Srila Prabhupada did. It was such an more than an austerity that tree is going through. He was attacked, he was abused, so many things happened to Srila Prabhupada and he did it voluntarily to give us the cooling shade of Krishna Bhakti, cooling shade of Krishna consciousness. And see the humility of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada asked his newly initiated disciple, saying that, will you please pray for me? And that disciple got a shock of his life, saying, Prabhupada, I pray for you. What impact it will have? And Srila Prabhupada very genuinely said, Srila Prabhupada, you know what he said? He said, no, you please pray for me. Because you are a Vaishnava, Krishna will listen to your prayers. Just see the faith of Srila Prabhupada. A newly initiated devotee who is hardly in a bhakti for few years. And Prabhupada is asking, please pray for me. What a humility. My God, what a humility. And then comes the benediction aspect. Right? So first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining what not to ask. Na dhanam na jannam na sundarim kavitam va jagadesh kamaye mama janmani janmani ishware bhaktad bhakti rahetu kitvai. I do not want wealth. I do not want opposite sex to enjoy with. I do not want any followers, fame. If you see, our prayers are also actually in the three modes. The prayers in the mode of ignorance, the prayers in the mode of goodness, prayers in the mode of passion, and the prayers in Shuddha Sattva. So one may wonder, what is the prayer in mode of ignorance? So we all seen that Mahavatar Narasimha. So what Hiranyakashipu prayed is nothing but mode of ignorance. He is actually praying Sanskrit verses. He is a Sanskrit scholar and praying, and one may wonder that what an amazing prayers. But what is his intention? Is to become the most powerful person and destroy everyone else. Similarly, Ravana, mode of ignorance. And even in today's day and age, even terrorists pray to the Lord. Can you imagine? That is nothing but the mode of ignorance. Mode of passion, which I am always in. Sometimes I wonder that, I show as if I am doing a lot of stuff. And by Krishna's mercy or not mercy, I still have to figure that out. Others can feel that, I am working so much. But then something struck me. It's not about so much in a Rajogun, but actually a person in a mode of goodness can do much better and a more work accomplished than a person in a Rajogun. You know why is that? Because that person is so focused. A Rajoguni person has to do the same thing 3 to 4 times to make it right. But a person in mode of goodness can do it only once and it will be perfect. So in Rajogun, what we are asking? My Lord, pass kara do exam mein. My Lord, promotion dila do. My Lord, bank balance बढ़ा दो. My Lord, ये misery हटा दो. My Lord, this disease is very deadly. Please save me from this. So Rajogun prayers is, what it is like. And that's why a great souls, when somebody prays in the Rajogun, they feel in one sense disgusted. What are we praying for all these things is? It's easy to say, it's very difficult to practice. But it is like you are holding a very heavy load on your head and carrying it for many, many hours. And then, because you are fatigued, there was a little stone in front of you, ठोकर लग के आप गिर गए. और वो जो बक्सा था बड़ा हैवी वाला, वो भी गिर गया. अभी आप में ताकत नहीं उठाने की, ठीक है? एंड जब भी गिर गए तो भी जोर से बोले, ओ कृष्णा, because maybe your parents may have taught you. So Krishna, kind enough, appeared in front of him. And this person, what he says? Krishna, please help me put that baksa back on my head. And also just give me some strength so that I can hold the baksa for a longer time. So we all may be laughing and wondering that, how is it? But that is exactly what we are asking. The heavier the crown, the deeper you sink. That means that the most, all these things you have, you will become proud and they will make you heavy to drown. So can you imagine, we are asking when the Lord appeared. इसीलिए कहा जाता ना, if somebody is so great, as if Mukesh Ambani, it's not going to happen like that, but just assume, dream it like that. He becomes very pleased because he's the richest person of India, or maybe Adani right now, I don't know, there is some competition going on between them. But one of them comes to you and saying, what do you want? I can give you anything what you like in terms of the wealth. They can't give you more anything else than that, right? Because person can give you what they have. So he said, you can, what you say? Give me 10 paisa. अभी आजकल 10 पैसा चलता भी नहीं है, फिर भी you ask for the 10 पैसा or a 25 paisa or a 1 rupee, then is that person a very wise person, an intelligent person? No. Supreme Personality of Godhead is standing in front of us. And he's saying, ask. And what are you asking? अरे bank balance बढ़ा दो, ये बढ़ा दो. Here we can ask the Lord the most important thing. Not even a liberation. We can ask, my Lord, give me your service. And by doing that, I'll be the most happiest person in my own life. That is the thing. That is the most precious. Sometimes our system may get hanged. Arey Baba, yaar, ye service मांग के क्या होएगा? What will happen? Right? So there is an amazing story that comes of that king who became very pleased and saying, ask anything. And the one person came and asked for his friendship. And everyone was wondering, yaar, ye friend pagal ho gaya. He could have asked for a village, he could have asked for so many cows, he could have asked for gold coins and so many things. He asked for his friendship. But because he asked for the friendship, the king said after a year, hey, my friend, what do we do with him? He said, he's your friend and you should go and visit him. They find his home is not well to do. So they go and furnish his home, everything. And he is completely set in his life. So it's not that, by doing that service, it's not that, all your bank balance will increase, but make sure, Krishna will make sure that you will have everything that you need. You may not have everything that you want, but you will have everything that you need to continue in your life. And after this life, you will go back home, back to Godhead. That is what Krishna is promising. And we are asking all these other things. Right? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, birth after birth, what I want your devotional service. Right? And then further he continues, Nayanam Ganadashru Dharya, let the tears flow like torrents of rain. And he's saying that, the moment is like a yuga for me. If I don't see you, my Lord, one moment is like a yuga. So see the separation that the Lord is feeling. Right? And then finally Lord says, whether you embrace me or make me broken-hearted, you will be my Lord, birth after birth after birth. That is what everyone should aspire for. And that is what these prayers are teaching us. And I'll conclude with this one final thing, is that is why we are reciting Sikshastakam prayers every day before we start our chanting. Because we are praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that please give us some taste in chanting the holy names. And if you see the Hare Krishna Mahamantra itself is a great prayer. That, O Srimati Radharani Hare, O Krishna, O Rama, please engage me in your service. What an amazing prayer. And if we just perfect this one prayer, all our 6 anarthas, lust, anger, pride, envy, illusion, everything will go away. That is what Lord Chaitanya said, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. It will cleanse your heart. It will clean your heart. So let us all chant very, very sincerely every day, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I have spoken way, way beyond my realizations or even understanding. I just repeated what I have heard. So please do not consider this as what I spoke. Please consider this as coming from such a great personality in our parampara. Right? So, and also please pray for me so that I can sincerely develop some taste for the holy name and do something with my life which will please my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. I think we don't have a time for Q&A, question and answer, but if any comments or any correction, then please let me know, or any questions, then I can meet you in person. Hari Bol.